All right, hi everyone. This is Melanie Yost with MelanieYost.com, and I have the privilege of introducing Jennifer Urezzio today. She is I think a coach. You're a coach, right?
I would say coach, spiritual coach,
Yes.
yeah.
I would call you a spiritual mentor. And she's the author of this fabulous book, Soul Language. When I was introduced to Jennifer by, I don't even remember who, and decided to work with her, and she helped me identify my soul languages, both personal and business, and it made a world of difference for helping me in really understand my purpose and also understand my messaging. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for being here.
An honor, and I'm truly excited and I'm truly grateful. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. So, first of all, tell me about how did this information? I'm assuming it came in a download for you. How did you get started with this information?
Well, I asked a big question. I was asking actually several big questions. Like, okay, God, I know that's what I call my higher power. I know what my life purpose is. That's great. What do I do with that funny life purpose? And where are my people? Because I'm really lonely and I'm kind of pissed off. And I went to this conference where I was speaking, and this woman sat next to me and went, "We're going to be friends." And I went, "Yeah, why her? And not this woman across the way who looks really nice, but I don't care if I ever see her again." And what I heard was soul language, and I went, "Okay, tell me more." And before long, I had this kind of way of connecting deeply and profoundly to your soul and the soul of your business. And what happened was I went back to that woman, and I went, okay, so I have this paradigm of 107 different languages across 3 different categories that talk about our essence, that doesn't put us in a box, but gives words to what we know deep down inside. Can I identify your soul languages? She was like, sure. And what we found out is that we had a soul language in common. So of course I recognized her on a profound level. Like, she would tell stories and I'd be like, oh my God, that exact same thing would happen to me. Like, she tells this story about being in conversation and saying something, and the conversation stops and then starts right back up again. Like, she didn't even speak. And I'm like, that happened to you? Are you like, that happened to me? And it was all because we had that same language in common. And so I knew that this was really powerful. And then I started identifying people. And I identified this woman who knew nothing about the 3 different categories, knew nothing about soul language at all. And I identified her as a partner, which is a axiom translation language. It's how you fuel your mission and purpose. And she said to me, well, Jen, before we got on the phone, I asked myself, if Jennifer asked me what my soul language was, what would it be? She said, I wrote down the word partner. And I burst out hysterically crying. She's like, oh my God, are you okay? I was like, you just told me I'm not crazy. And so the categories are your mission, which is called axiom quest, how you fuel that mission, which is axiom translation, and then your soulful personality, or how your soul prefers to go through life. Here's the thing, Melanie, you know this information. You just don't have all the tangible words to put it into something that you can relate to on a profound level. So that's what soul language is. And it's fascinating because you start to see all the places where you're disconnected and bring yourself back into connection.
I think that's wonderful, and like I said, it made a huge difference for me, and even just a little thing that you told me made a huge difference in my relationship with my daughter. You mentioned, because I'm a mentor, and you said that, my daughter doesn't want to be mentored, and I was like, and so I kind of I generalize that to there are quite a few people in my life that don't want to be mentored, and it's not my responsibility to run around and mentor everyone.
No, and what would you be doing if you weren't running around and trying to mentor the unmentorable, right?
Right.
You would be utilizing that energy to create sustainability. And that's a perfect example of the conscious mentor, which is mentoring yourself and others who want to be mentored, versus the unconscious, the shadow of trying to mentor people who don't want that or don't need it or are not capable of receiving, no judgment, of your mentorship. So it's a beautiful, lovely example. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, because it was very helpful. So what are the benefits? So someone calls you up. I know what the benefits were to me, But so somebody calls you up and says, I want to work with you. I want to know my soul languages. What are the personal benefits they get, but also within their business? How does that help their business?
One of the things that I hear time and time again is, I've been dealing with that issue for 15 years, and we just dissolved it in 15 minutes. When you work directly with the soul, you allow the soul to do the heavy lifting. There's a lot of hype about, dissolving, letting go, letting go of your fears, and you don't have to let go of your fears. You'll get to love them into coming back into the fold. So what happens is there's a deep sense of acceptance, there's a deep sense of confidence, there's a deep sense of awareness, there's a deep sense of knowing that you're whole and complete, there's a deep sense of knowing that you're enough, there's a deep connection, you feel like the universe and therefore everything in the world has your back. There's also words and language to put what you know inside. So you stop hemming and hawing and are very direct about who you are and accept it. So those are some personal benefits. The benefits of your business is that people treat their business often as if it's themselves. And that energy of the business has to do something much bigger for you and for others. And it's not you. You are not your business. And so when you know that soul language of the business, you know what that business agenda is. You can utilize that energy for sustainability for your greatest good. So here's a perfect example. If you're a mentor, right, that's your personal soul language, right, and your business is a pioneer, which is all about forging new roads, then you can say, I mentor people who want to forge new roads. Top line. That's when you're in consciousness. If you're in unconscious, you're over mentoring people who don't want to be mentored, you're going to be spending a lot of time trying to mentor people who won't budge, who don't know what road they want to go to, are frustrated, go down bright shiny object syndrome. So, right, so just top line, there's so much information to tap into when you have that energy to tap into or a deeper awareness for it. It's so funny. I hear long-term effect impact stories. I hear stories like, oh my God, my life's easier because I stopped doing my life by jury and I actually just tune in and make the decision from consciousness. And can you imagine the impact of your life when you make every decision based on that your love supported rather than fear or judgment? I mean, your whole life changes.
You know what? I can attest to that, and it has been. I'm still not fantastic at it, but just tuning in and listening makes all the difference. And I consult with my business soul team and my personal team very regularly. Every time I sit down to write or do something for my business, I consult with them and look for guidance on how the best next step or the best way to word this, or it has been very helpful. And for me personally, it's fit into my mission of just being me, just showing up and being me, and building my business being me.
That's beautiful. We have all these gifts and talents. Like the divine has given us individual bus passes, right, to create the life we want. Most of us, don't know we have a bus pass, or know that we have a bus pass but give it away to someone else because we think that their bus ride is more important than ours.
Yes.
Or have a bus pass, get on the bus and don't talk to anyone, or don't get off the stop that we want to. Or some of us don't even have the bus pass and are sitting at the bus station and can't even see the bus. You have this unlimited resource of soul inside of you that knows the bus pass, the bus number, your stops, where the bus goes, and it's just about tuning in without judgment. It's just about remembering that you're whole and complete. And so what I love about soul language, especially for people who are renegades, people that don't want to do it like anyone else does it, been there, it allows you to create a structure that is a structure, but it's so personal. It's so flexible. It's so personal to you and you alone. So you are going to do it the way you want to. You're going to accept it, and you're not going to feel bad anymore about trying to fit in and do it someone else's way. That's a really painful existence.
Yes, I agree. Well, so let me ask you, who are your favorite people to work with? Who are your ideal people to work with and help?
Well, my people are people who are intuitive. My people who they are extraordinary creative. They want to create all the time, and sometimes they create and their creations don't get the credit because they're too busy creating. My people are people who have a big message and want to be of service in a big way. My people are leaders. My people who want to be in the spotlight but don't really want to admit to it because people in the spotlight have been kind of wonky and they don't want to be that. My people are people who are off-roaders. They can see something and go, oh, wait, you know what would be really great? If you tweak that, do that, move this. They are people who are so innovative that they've often felt like they can't actually accept their innovation because they're going to be rejected for it. I love you guys because I am you, right? Come on, let's do innovation. I think that, you know, the more that you accept that, the more that your big message gets out there. And my people are the people that go, okay, so the divine said, hey, Jen, here's a movement for you. And you're a little embarrassed because you're like, really? That kind of seems a little crazy. Yeah, you're my person. It's time to accept that you have that potential paradigm, product, situation, service that can transform the world. And you don't have to know all of the steps on how to do that. You really have to focus on why and your sacred purpose and tuning in, and then the how steps come easily.
Excellent. So if people want to know more about you and the work that you do, first of all, I highly recommend that they check out your book, Soul Languages, Consciously Connecting with Your Soul for Success. And where can they go? Can you give your website, please?
Sure, I would love to. It's soullanguage.us. And I offer a discovery session for everyone and everyone. You just click on the link. You'll have to enter a credit card. It's not charged. It's just to secure the session. And it's a 20-minute discovery session where one of your languages will be identified, and you'll get tangible tools to transform and transcend your life right then, right now. And again, it's soullanguage.us.
I highly recommend to everyone that you get sign up for a discovery session with Jennifer. You will not be sorry. It is life-changing. So Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. It's an honor. You know how much I adore you. You know how much I love hanging out with you. So I'm really, truly grateful. So thank you.
Well, the feeling is mutual. I adore you as well. So thank you, and thank you guys, everyone, and check Jennifer out. And Jennifer, we'll talk soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.